Indigenous Rights Radio, because knowledge is power.
World Youth Skills Day reminds us that equipping young people with practical, technical, and leadership skills is essential for creating sustainable and inclusive communities. For Indigenous youth, these opportunities are especially important as they empower the next generation to overcome barriers, preserve cultural knowledge, and contribute meaningfully to social and economic development. Supporting Indigenous youth today means investing in resilient leaders who will shape a stronger tomorrow. Cultural Survival interviewed Alice Tipap of the Maasai people in Tanzania, who told us about the opportunities and challenges for Indigenous youth from her region.
My name is Alice Tipap. I'm from the Indigenous Pastoral Maasai community in Loliondo Division, Ngorongoro District in Tanzania. I'm from the Loira subsection of the Maasai community. I'm born to the largest clan in the Maasai community called Ilaiser and a sub-clan called Ilaiser Lodokishu or Engaji Nanyogi. I'm a daughter of the age group Rikitoip, the age set of Randai. My dad belongs to that age group, the age set of Randai. Growing up in the Maasai community, there are a lot of skills that I acquired through the roles that we take. First of all, I'm a pastoralist. I learned skills of identifying and recognizing the health and the behavior of our livestock. This is a skill that we learn while herding the livestock. Their grazing and eating habits talks much about their health status. Milking is a women and girls role, and during milking, I learned the behavior of the livestock. Milk may tell whether they are sick or didn't eat enough. Milk also predicts the changes in climate or changes in weather patterns. Water in milk indicates that the animal is sick, and especially the udder or the reduction of grazing grasses. This makes us prepare to move to the dry season grazing areas. That is, if it is the drought, if we are approaching the drought season. Reduction in amount of milk also indicates illness in livestock, or it can also indicate that the livestock did not graze enough due to less grass available, which also indicates that the drought season is approaching. The color of milk, clots in milk, or even unusual odor may appear because of bacterial infections. While milking our livestock, we usually observe even the skin of the livestock. Animals also smells rain, so when they face a certain direction with their faces, noses, and raise their heads toward that side, it indicates that rain is about to come. Women and girls are usually the first to detect the behavior and the health of the livestock. I also learned food preservation skills. Our traditional foods are mostly of livestock products, which is milk and meat. I learned fermentation of milk, cleaning of milk calabashes, which we use as containers or storage, by using smoked wood from an African olive tree. We use this tree because it is one of the trees that has a lot of significance importance in my community. It has a pleasant smell, and it also adds flavor to the milk, and it also treats stomachache. Apart from keeping the calabashes dry, cleaning by using that smoky wood from an African olive tree also reduces growth of microorganisms inside the calabash. I learned also natural food preservation methods like meat smoking and sun drying and roasting. While growing up, I have learned how to live well with nature, forests, water, wildlife, and everything communicates. For example, while moving in the forest, in the wild, I may walk and I will walk, and we keep on walking with no fear. Even if I may encounter or come across a wild animal, this is because even before encountering or coming or reaching them, everything communicates around me. There is a wild animal around. Trees, wind, warning from birds and monkeys, the movement of birds, tracking animal footprints, even the smell. If you can also smell, the smell also can tell that there's an animal around or a certain distance from you, or a certain animal has just passed there. So that's the skill that we learned while we move around the forest with our parents and our elders. Even unusual movement of everything around you speaks that there is danger and a certain animal is around. That's why young Maasai boys and girls go herding and they come back home safe and sound, despite the fact that there are fierce animals like lions, leopards, and the giant elephants may be around. There are Maasai norms and beliefs that we grow up observing and hearing that makes us who we are while growing up, to protect the environment, like we cannot cut down trees, protection of water sources. Only a few people can reach to the water sources among the community people. This is because we believe that these are living things and we have to protect them. And before even cutting down trees or a tree, if there is a situation that really forces us to do so, there must be a ritual that has to be performed for cleansing and praying, so that after cutting it down, the community may not be affected in any way. There is a very common ceremony that is called Eunoto ceremony. This is the graduation of the Moran into adulthood. The African olive tree has to be uprooted for the ceremony. Women will perform a ritual of praying and cleansing the tree using milk mixed with water, and some young green grasses are placed into the calabashes containing this mixture of milk and water, and they pour to the trees. As they pray, they surround the tree, praying God for the forgiveness that we are going to uproot the tree and not to bring, so that it will not bring calamities to our community. 49 men will uproot and carry the tree, and they will make sure that no branches touches the ground, no matter what situation. It has not, the trees should not touch the ground. The 49 number has a great significant meaning in the Maasai community. My late grandmother was a traditional birth attendant and also a traditional medicine practitioner, or I can say she was an herbalist. While I was growing up, I saw her attending mostly to women and children. Maybe in the modern science, she could be called a pediatrician or a gynecologist, something like that. I learned and acquired a few skills on few herbs during the holidays. I was in a boarding school, so during the holidays, while she's attending the children and women, I observe and I learned a few skills on the herbs that she was using. I was her right-hand person. She passed early while I was in standard 4. My mom even thought that I could become a traditional medicine practitioner, though I didn't learn a lot. I also learned skills in beadwork, making the bead accessories, and this is an observation that I made. I just observed while women are making these bead accessories. The first person that I learned the beadwork from was my grandmother. There is no specific school or a formal way of teaching, rather it's just observing and practicing. It is a women's role to make beads. As I said earlier, most of the skills we learned early was due to the roles that we take, and the rest follows. The skills are very important to us. It helps us not to be dependable, but adapt to the changes happening and even enable us to achieve our goals, regardless of the difficulties and challenges that we undergo in our community. The skills keep us exist and be who we are up to date. They even introduce us and identify us of who we are. They unite us, they organize us, and also make us culturally strong. And the continuous practice of these skills and passing from one generation to another help us preserve the knowledge and skills which keeps us intact, going and existing in our localities. The skills transferred to us of living well with nature and natural resources has enabled us live in a well-conserved environment that is even attracting tourists and researchers who come to see us living well with nature and wildlife. As I went to school, I came to realize that the indigenous pastoral Maasai people are well and much knowledgeable. The only problem is that our indigenous knowledge has never been written, it has never been documented. If it was documented, it was not documented by us. It was never been researched. If it was researched, it was never researched by us, because we are the best people who can document it, and we are the best people who can research it. And it has never been put into books and taught in schools. Rather, we are still learning the Western education to date. The skills that young indigenous people need today to succeed while preserving our cultural identity is the modern technology through formal education. What I mean is, we need young people to venture into different professions, because this will help us a lot as a community to move forward and have personal development and general knowledge as well, and being aware of what is happening, the awareness. My community lags behind due to the fact that we did not have elites. Our forefathers and parents did not go to school like the rest of the communities here in Tanzania. Going to school will never disrupt our cultural way of living. Instead, it will help us to cope well with the rest of the world and also create self-awareness, as well as keep on practicing our rich culture. As we speak, I documented the indigenous knowledge on different things. I've written proverbs, riddles, sayings, stories, and stories as well. Education helps us a lot, and it will never disrupt our cultural way of life. The formal education is what we are now advocating for, especially to the young people who are studying hard and should study hard and be professional, so that we may help our community stand firm, stand the ground, and at least have a place that we may call home. After 65 years of independence, we are still not stable due to the forceful evictions without free, prior, and informed consent, land grabbing, and undermining our livelihood system. And this happens even with the political leaders, religious, and high-ranking leaders who are speaking about us in a vulgar language. We have several communities here in Tanzania living around and near game parks and national parks, but you'll never hear them being evicted or in disputes, or you'll never hear them disturbed in any way because of conservation activities. I can just give some examples. We have the chaga at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro and around Mount Kilimanjaro Game Park. They are farmers, but they faces no conservation challenges. The Pare people, they are also farmers, and they are around the Pare Mountains and Mkomazi National Park. We also have the Meru people. These people also are farmers at the foot of the second tallest mountain in Tanzania at Arusha. It is called Mount Meru, and they are around Arusha National Park. These people, or these communities, never face disturbances, yet they are farmers. As far as my knowledge can reach, is that farmers are much destructive than pastoralists. Farmers expand farms by clearing land. They use inorganic fertilizers. There is emission of greenhouse gases, but livestock dropping add manure to the grass and improve the soil. And according to us, the Maasai, we have land use plan that we graze seasonally, and we have a particular number of livestock and a certain age of livestock to graze in a particular area, and giving grazing area time to rejuvenate. I exactly know what I'm talking about, as I'm a livestock keeper by birth and practice, as well as an horticulture specialist, as I hold Bachelor of Science in Horticulture from Sokoine University of Agriculture, the class of 2017, and my name is the 5th in the list of horticulture graduates. It is written Alice Nina Tipap, number 5. This community will never be threatened by government. They will never be disturbed by trophy hunting investments, carbon credit businesses, expansion of parks, evictions, or land grabbing for conservation activities, because they are learned. These people are learned. These community people are learned. They occupy the government positions. They occupy the government offices, and even a quite number of them, a majority of them went to school, so they know their rights. It is high time that we should go to school as the indigenous people and have diverse professions that will help us much in our community, even if we may not be employed in the government offices, but at least be enlightened and know what is happening, be knowledgeable. Let us know what is happening and just be aware of our rights and human beings, our human rights, our land rights, and indigenous rights. Getting teachers so that we can get teachers to our existing schools, that other employed teachers from other communities or tribes from other parts in Tanzania fail to stay in our areas. They term it as remote. They say it is primitive places, and our children, all the students in school, lack teachers, and their education is disturbed. As for now, education is the only cornerstone of our community empowerment and development, because the rest of the communities in Tanzania have taken much advantage of our illiteracy level. It will provide us with no formal knowledge, skills, and values necessary to participate fully, contribute, and fit in the Tanzanian society. Investing in education to young people, especially to young indigenous people, will break the cycle of undermining us. It will break the cycle of poverty and underrepresentation, and it will also help us occupy positions in government. As I'm speaking to you now, Ngorongoro District Council has less than 5. In fact, I only know 3 Maasai working there. They are professional, yes. I only know 3. The whole of the district councils are people from other communities in Tanzania. And this makes us not develop and receive services ineffectively. There are several challenges that affect the indigenous youth. Access to education and trainings. There are general challenges. Most of the Maasai parents are not elite. They do not know the importance of education since they never received any. So they find it okay if and when their children do not go to school. The few schools that we have are located further from our homesteads. This makes children to walk long distance to school, and others fail to attend. It also increases absenteeism, and others drop out of school along the way. The existing schools are not well structured. They lack teaching materials, they are congested, and lack teaching staff. We have one school near home that have only 2 teachers for 7 classes. The students that study and make it to standard 7, most of them fail to get good grades to join secondary schools. We do not have colleges and vocational training centers in Ngorongoro district. They are only found in towns like Arusha, which are very far. Our livelihood system too affects other children not to attend school, since they have a role of herding and others move with livestock to other grazing areas, especially during the dry seasons. Polygamy is an effect as well, as the father chooses to take children of one wife to school and leave others, and the ones that usually do not go to school is of beloved wife, because they believe that going to school is equivalent to torture, and those who do not go to school are loved the most, and those who actually are not given an opportunity to go to school are the ones that the father loved them most. Apart from all these general challenges, Boys drop out of school due to the fact that are affecting the indigenous Maasai community and families mostly, like poverty, land grabbing, we lose land, forceful eviction without free, prior and informed consent. We lose also land, and auctioning of the livestock when they graze in the parks and near parks. These factors has forced these boys to drop out of school and move to towns in search of greener pastures. They have been going to Kisumu, a city in Kenya, and the jobs they engage into are hawking of shoes, selling traditional medicines, herbs, plaiting women hair, and even becoming watch guards. As Indigenous Women Development Affairs, we have an ongoing campaign of preventing them from going there, rather, so to continue with studies. And for those whose family lost their livestock due to auctions by the government, we have introduced economic empowerment training for these groups. We have one group of male youth at Oldonyowas village that decided to venture into beekeeping after the training from Iweda, and they are really happy and determined about it. It is not easy to prevent them at once from going to Kisumu, but it is an ongoing activity. There are effects of this. The district medical department lately has identified one village as prone and with high rate of HIV/AIDS infection, and it is just because of this movement of these boys to Kisumu. A girl child education in the Maasai community is affected by gender-based violence. My community is a male dominant. It is a patriarchal community in nature. This denies a girl the right to education. The many Maasai who went to school are male, and few countable females. The girl child education is affected by early and forced marriages at a very young age of 9 to 15 years old. We also have female genital mutilation or female genital cutting. This affects the girls' education. Once they pass through this initiation stage, they are considered as adult and ready for family responsibilities, and they are married off at that early age. For those who are in school, they will eventually drop out of school. With other gender-based violences that they don't have a right to choose their spouses. Yes, employment opportunity for the Maasai have become a nuisance. It is very hard for us to get employment. The employment sector have become corrupted with nepotisms. This is greatly affecting us because we lack referees who are from our community in those offices. The schools in our areas where the teachers fail to stay, the government also failed to employ our Maasai teachers, graduates, to these schools that other teachers from far did not want to stay. There are a high number of unemployed teachers who took the teaching courses. After seeing this opportunity, they went to school to study teaching, but they have not been employed as we speak. There are a lot of opportunities in my community, and I believe that where there is a will, there is a way. I'm personally willing in all ways possible to train youth, as we have been doing at Indigenous Women Development Affairs Organization, so that we can grab all ways possible the existing opportunities. As students are pursuing their professional degrees, we must train and make them aware of all the existing professions so that they may not just go there studying blindly. We have opportunities in the livestock sector. We as the youth should focus on what is at hand. Instead of selling our livestock to the neighboring country who later export them and also export the livestock products, we should create that opportunity within our community and do the same here by adding value to our livestock products. We sell livestock skin, which is used to make leather shoes, belt, jackets, and other stuffs. We should make them here at home and brand and mark them made in Loliondo. This is very possible, and it will also create employment to our youth. As I said earlier, where there is a will, there is a way. We sell milk and later buy milk products, like we buy ghee, cheese, and yogurt. As youth, we should find a way to venture into this entrepreneurship. Our small shopping centers are growing. What I would like to advise the youth is to stop selling land near centers so that we may reduce intruders into our shopping centers. The more they come, we move further. The more they come, the more we move further from the centers. Instead, let's own land and stop moving. The tourism sector is growing day in, day out in our area. Still, we do not own any kind of tourism business. What I would urge my fellow youth is that let's venture into this sector. Let's own hotels and lodges if possible, and even curio shops. We should warn and stop our mothers from teaching the outsiders the beadwork, especially the bead-making art of the Maasai people. The luxurious hotels and hotels in Arusha, the luxurious hotels and curio shops in Arusha and the rest of the Tanzania, they are owned by people from other communities. And these luxurious curios, these hotels are full with the Maasai bead art. But it is not made by us. Or it can be made by us, but we were paid less. Our skills are out there and they are used by others. And even there's misusing of patterns and colors. As I'm speaking to you, we have the bead jewelries are categorized and have different patterns and colors. All these carry meanings. Colors have meanings, patterns have meanings. But now they are just made anyhowly. There are some areas where farming is being practiced, but to my surprise, we are just leasing those pieces of land to outsiders, who later, after cultivation, we buy the horticultural products from them. They are making a living out of the farming but selling the horticultural products to the neighboring country. I will kindly urge my fellow youth, it is high time we use our resources wisely. Let's practice this subsistence farming ourselves. We should use these opportunities ourselves, and we will reduce people from occupying our land. I would also like to advise our leaders, especially our political leaders, to try their level best for us to get land title deeds, for us to get national identification cards, for our village land to be registered, and also to have vocational training centers, so that our youth may learn other skills and go with the pace of the world, like carpentry, masonry, electricity courses, information technology, mechanic, tailoring, culinary, catering, agriculture, driving schools, beauty and hairdressing, and other courses, so that they may help youth. This will help youth get employed, and it will also help them create their own employment. I would like to urge our traditional leaders, political leaders, development partners, and the world at large to wisely and widely invest in us. I mean, to invest in indigenous youth, because we are the current and the future of our community and our nation. Indigenous youth have indigenous knowledge, skills, capability, potential, and we are very creative. So, we should be recognized, and we should also be supported in all ways possible. We live where everybody call it remote, but we call it home, enduring the harsh conditions and all the challenges, but as well as all this we are enduring, we make their lives comfortable. We sell livestock and livestock products to them, to the rest of the communities, but yet they undermine us, undermining our livelihood system. We are the future. We are the future of what different people are enjoying. Using our indigenous knowledge passed on to us by our elders and our parents and our community leaders, we are protecting and preserving the natural resources. We are protecting and preserving all the game parks around us, the national parks, the forest, game control areas, and the wildlife that the domestic and the foreign tourists come to visit. We need access to education as the indigenous Maasai people. Vocational training centers, social services, infrastructure, good infrastructure, access to technology. We hardly get communication network receptions in most of the places in my community. We need job opportunities that are available, especially in our district, for us to be prioritized as the youth, as the locals of the Ngorongoro district and the rest of the people to come later and not otherwise. We also have the potential and capability of doing these jobs, even more than the foreigners who are employed in our own land. Use also us as the youth, by using and respecting our indigenous culture and rights, we will empower the younger generation and build a better future for them. I would like to finalize by saying that investing in indigenous youth is a lifetime investment in cultural preservation, sustainable development, strong and a more resilient community. Thank you.
For more on the rights of Indigenous peoples, visit cs.org and follow Cultural Survival on social media.